Hello.
Hi, welcome to my online private view. These are all my paintings for the Forest Show, which is opening at the Little Mustard Shop this coming Friday. And I thought I would walk you round so you can see what I've been up to over the last few months. These are all paintings that, I started during the first lockdown, and I spent quite a lot of time walking around the woods and the countryside with my daughter, and being quite contemplative with her because she's away at uni now, so the time that I have with her is quite rare. And we spent a lot of time with Tinker the dog in the local woods, just embracing nature and trying to recapture some of the magic that we feel we might have lost this year. So this is my collection for the Little Mustard Shop, and they're all watercolours, all original obviously, and the frames are handmade, and the inspiration is woodland and nature and the magic of nature. And here we are. This is Ruskin the rabbit, and this is very dear to my heart, this little one, simply because he was the first time I painted the Ruskin, and I found this little frame at a flea market in Rye years and years ago, and I often looked at it wondering what on earth to paint in it, and I just thought it kind of resembles like a Victorian miniature in its dimensions, but it is a very, very small but very, very precious to me. And I wonder if you would like to see where I would put it in my house, because it's such a tiny little wee thing. It deserves a special place. So I wondered if he should just go into the hall, actually. I think that he would look quite rather lovely there.
Lovely.
Quite at home.
Quite at home.
So that is one of my favourites, and Ruskin the rabbit is he's a character that features quite a lot in my work, and he's quite contemplative. In fact, he's sitting here on the shore, gazing at the moon. This one's called Searching for the North Star, and strangely, this painting started out as something completely different. It was many trees and a wooded landscape, and I was working for 6 hours on a very dark and murky Sunday, and I wasn't very happy with it, and I got to about 6 o'clock at night and I just scraped the whole thing off, and out of the scrapings emerged this band of sort of translucency which kind of resembled a moonlit sea. So this painting kind of emerged from one that I just had abandoned, and for that reason it's very special to me. And featuring Ruskin, the contemplative rabbit. This is a tree that I pass every day on my dog walk, and it is a small-leaved elm tree, and very beautiful, tall, majestic, just there on the street, minding its own business, but looking really beautiful. I spot it every day, and I've painted it again actually a few times, but this is again one of my favourite paintings, simply because the colour palette is one that I don't use very often. I've used to use more sort of intense bright colours with this one, and it is the same tree, it's the same lime tree, but I thought I'd paint the stag and a deer with it, and it also reminds me of the walks that I do with my daughter up at Stanmer Woods in the Wild Park, and just treasuring the moments of being together and being in nature and the beautiful vibrant colours. And this is the white owl. Since winter is here, we've had 1 or 2 beautiful frosty mornings. I've been out early enough to see the trees coated with a snowy snowy residue of frost, which is so beautiful, and that bleached light. This is Renard, the wily fox, who appears regularly in my paintings. He is intrepid, and he always seeks the limelight, and also he's not fictitious. He is the fox that spent 24 hours under the sofa of my dear friend Sam Toft before he was outed by his very fragrant odour and leapt out of her window to escape, and often sits on my shed roof taunting my dog, and lives in the garden next door, which is very overgrown, and so he lives here with us. Yeah, it's a real character. So yes, as I was saying, he does appear quite regularly in my paintings. Here he is again, looking at the reflection of the moon in the water. This one I've just finished, actually. Finished this one yesterday. So I've yet to title it. Yes, I wonder what title we could put on it. Sam, what do you think?
Sold.
That'll do. And these are the cranes that I saw in Falmouth flying upwards out of the river from nowhere. Took my breath away. Absolutely beautiful on a very misty morning on the River Foy. And Falmouth down in Cornwall has a very special place in my heart. I've got family down there, and we visit a lot, walk a lot. A lot of my paintings are inspired by the Cornish landscape. Oh, I forgot about this one. Quickly overlook this one. This one is very special to me. This is Glen Clover up in Scotland, where we were earlier this year. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful place. And the lake was completely frozen over when we were there. And on the other side of the lake was this old red cabin with a plume of smoke coming out of the chimney. It was absolutely beautiful, magical. And I was there with my daughter and my family for a walk, which kind of took us about 4 or 5 hours because we got lost on the hills. But yes, again, it's a very, very special place in my heart. Beautiful, soft tones, that Scottish landscape. And over here we've got Ruskin again, Ruskin being contemplative in the wildwood, looking at the sun setting, that white sun setting into the sea and the horizon. And I've used sanded off this moulding actually to match the tones of the painting. So the patina originally was very dark, so I thought if I sort of roughed it up a bit, it would work better with the tones of the painting. I think the frames are as important as the painting that they frame. I think that relationship is really important. And I think this one works particularly well. This again is Ruskin leaping through the undergrowth, and I just wanted to catch that movement, that moment of movement. So I painted some white doves taking flight from the river. And again, it was just those lovely kind of bruisey tones for the landscape, which I really love using. And I've got these two finally over here. Again, this is the woods nearby. This was early autumn. Again, I was there with my daughter, and I just painted the trees initially, and then the fawn appeared again, and I just, as I work, often this happens, I just find a tone that sort of suggests something that I hadn't sort of thought of painting. And so yes, again, this is rather special to me because I love the colours, and the frame is again, I've sanded it off so to make it look more sort of in tune with the rusty tones of the painting. And again, this is Glen Clover, and there's that beautiful landscape up in the Western Isles of Scotland, and the water so still. And there's the postman. Out. Thank you. Special delivery. And yes, the water was like glass, and I added the swan. I just thought as a rather lovely, peaceful focal point, and I think works well with a kind of burnished moulding for the frame. Again, these tones, I work many layers actually to get these bruised, aubergine, plummy tones of the Scottish landscape. And yes, I think that's it. That's the collection. All ready to be wrapped up, taken up the hill to the little mustard shop. I'll be hanging them in the window. The show opens on Friday at 11 in the morning, and obviously we're online too, as from 6 o'clock Thursday evening. Thank you. I'm so pleased that I had the opportunity to show you what I've been doing, and I wish you well and a Merry Christmas.